Hey guys, Matt Pickled Dragon here with another Pickled Dragon Unscripted, flying solo today. Trakoya is tied up, doing fun things, battling cockroaches and whatnot. Getting ready to move, actually, is what's going on. Gonna have myself a little McLeods as we talk here. McLeod! So, I just saw, and I'm a few days behind on this, but I just saw an article where Wizkids is being forced to recall a bunch of pre-painted miniatures because they're just terrible, apparently. And I think it was Lyrian Studios, folks that made Baldur's Gate 3. They saw them and they were like, "These are just terrible," and it made a stink out of it. And of course, it cascaded. It cascaded throughout the internet, and everyone else started complaining. So WizKids says, "Hey, we didn't meet our expectations, and we're gonna do better." So, let me just show you this. So here's one of the articles where they talk about it. Yeah, so obviously terrible, right? Pretty terrible. Let's just take a look at the offending miniatures. We've got Cabbage Head here and some Githyanki, which for a pre-painted miniature, that's not 1,000% terrible. We got some sort of demon person. I never played Baldur's Gate 3, so bear with me. Yeah, we've got a guy who needs a little just for men here. Finish off the rest of his hair coloring. Yeah. Oh, and then there's this guy who just looks terrible. But what's funny is that to me is that like everyone is acting like they're so shocked, like just absolutely shocked that we have these terrible miniatures, right? And the truth is that anyone who's bought pre-painted miniatures, like if you look behind me, I've got these library card catalog drawers back here. I probably have 15,000 miniatures back there. And a lot of them are pre-painted miniatures. And, you zoom in on any pre-painted miniature and they almost all look terrible. They almost all universally look terrible. Zoomed in on. Hand-painted miniatures by yourself, oftentimes, when you zoom in, you're going to see all the imperfections. I just feel kind of like this is just like much ado about nothing. Like this has always been the norm for pre-painted miniatures. They've looked terrible forever. I mean, I'm just gonna share with you a few of the just a few of the miniatures here that I've seen over the years. Yeah, so here we go. So we got this guy. And again, he looks terrible, right? He just looks terrible. And it's supposed to be some sort of wizard or whatever, and he's got a horseshoe branded to his forehead, and there's all kinds of. I guess they were trying to do some washes here, but it's a pre-painted miniature. It's pretty bad. I think that's supposed to be a what you call it? Flesh golem. There you go. Frankenstein's monster, right? There you go. Some elf there with some dirty drawers. Rat folk. I don't know what the hell that is. It's terrible. God. Someone with elephantitis. A messy shirt. Now this was one that I thought was particularly bad because I don't even think it was a common. Like I think this was like an uncommon or maybe even a rare of some noble lady from the Waterdeep set. They didn't even sculpt like a mouth, or she just had this flat face that they painted features on. If you were able to turn her head, I actually have this miniature, but if you were actually able to turn her head, it's bad. Like I've often felt like the Waterdeep set which I think was called Dragon Heist or something like that. was probably the worst set they've ever released. But, you know, that's my opinion. We got a Dryad who looks like one of the castaways from Gilligan's Island. I don't know what that is, but it was awful. And we've got a wonderful, I guess that's a owl bear zombie. I don't know. But anyway, like this is pretty much par for the course, right? It's not something that anyone should be overly shocked about. I think that there are two things you can actually knock them for. If you really want to get nitpicky about it, there's two things you can actually knock them for. And one of them is this. So this is the advertised, I think this was a Pathfinder Battles miniature. And this is what they actually advertised, what it actually looked like, right? But this is what you would receive, you know, which, again, it's a pre-painted miniature. It's made in the sweatshops of China where they got, you know, 5-year-olds painting their way and getting, you know, making their nickel an hour or whatever it is. So, you know, I got a few more of these. Here's an adventurer, some sort of rogue, and this is what you get. You know, not great, but you can knock them for that difference, right? This one was pretty cool. I saw this. I was like, oh man, that'd be a miniature I'd love to have. You know, but that's what you get, right? It's not good. So if you're gonna knock them for anything, just say, hey, it's kind of deceptive marketing. When you release photos of the digital renders, and then you ship stuff like this, I think it's fair to say, hey, that something's not right here, you know. And the second thing I think you could knock them for is, and I think this is more of a decision on WotC's part, and that is when miniatures first came out, you would get like 8 or 9 miniatures per set. There'd be 5 commons, 2 or 3 uncommons, and a rare. And, you know, that was like $10 for that box. And it was a blind box. And then, as time went on, it was, this year you're going to get 7 miniatures, and it's going to be $12. And I think now in a blind box, you get like 4 or 5 miniatures. And they're like $16, $17. Now, I understand about inflation, but the quality of plastic that they use today versus what the originals were aren't nearly as good. So they've cut the quality of the plastic. The plastic is a bit more brittle that they use today, the PVC style plastic, whereas the old style plastic, I could bend those suckers in half and they would spring back. So they used to be better quality. The paint jobs were the same, though. I mean, going back, you know, some sets were better than others, but for the most part, they're all pretty bad, you know. But when you put models on a table, when you're actually using them on a table, from a distance, they look fine. You know, like all of this hubbub about the quality of a pre-painted miniature, I think is just like overblown. You know, like, what in the world do people expect when you have people just, you know, just bucket brigading paint on a miniature and passing it on down the line? I'm not even sure how they do it. I'm just trying to imagine how they do it. But regardless, it's I think the all of this stink is just kind of like WotC pile on, and I just, you know, I'm having a hard time really caring all that much, to be honest. You know, maybe you guys would care. Maybe the paint quality of a pre-painted miniature is important to you, but I think it's just nice to be able to go out and buy some miniatures for, you know, a campaign or an upcoming counter that you want to make special, and on the table, like I said, on the table, they look fine. So, what do you guys think? Are they blowing this up, or should everyone be getting their pitchforks out and lighting their torches and marching on Wizkids saying this is terrible? You know you've done it all along, and we accepted it. I don't know. The alternative, I guess, is painting your own miniatures. It's a time sink, but it is what it is. So let us know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Go to dnddice.com and use promo code PICKLE to get all your favorite dice. Support the channel. All that good stuff. Go check out our Fourth Wall swag stuff. You can find that below the video or on the shop tab of the channel. So until next time, come on back and have another round on us.